Welcome back to another episode of Prey Pursuit. I'm Brad Alexander. Um, and yeah, we're back. It's been a minute. I've been super busy, as you guys are aware. Kind of just getting my life situated again, now that we're back in Wisconsin. I know I said this a lot on the last podcast, but it's been real hectic between, work and I don't know, my buddies just got married, turkey season, a lot going on these days. So appreciate you guys being patient. And for those of you that follow along on Instagram, you guys have seen some recent updates. Did fill my turkey tag here in Wisconsin, or one of them. And yeah, it was an exciting past couple of days. Um, so yeah, let's dive into that a little bit today, as well as just some recent news. I am looking for a co-host currently. It's unpaid. Once we get the numbers going a little bit better and growing down the line, definitely that can change. But at the moment, it is just like for the love of it, for the love of the game. Want to learn more with me and just expand with prey pursuit and all that we do here. Um, Definitely have some cool opportunities hunt wise and opportunities to get paid if you're into editing or you know any of the filming stuff that we do here. Always open to chat more about it. But if you're interested in starting out as a co-host and helping me stay on track, stay organized. Like I said, I've just been so busy; it's kind of hard to keep up with my own schedule. So a second man would be awesome to have on board, especially now that I'm a little bit more settled where we're at, and I'll be on a regular schedule again. Uh, should make things a lot easier to navigate just a schedule with another guy. So if you guys are interested, be sure to check it out. It's a Google form. The link is on the Instagram. I believe I have it on Facebook as well. But right in the bio, you'll find the link there. But yeah, it's been, dude, way too long, like 2 or 3 weeks even, um, since I've last even recorded. Shared some stories with some buddies recently who have, filled their turkey tags. I have a buddy that filled a bear tag. I'm trying to get something set up with him to come on and share that story. But yeah, got people lined up for, I don't know, still getting dates out there, trying to get them lined up to come on the pod. But it's kind of a busy year for everybody. Just that transition into late spring, early summer. Everyone's getting their food plots ready. I get it. I'm right there with them. But yeah, just trying to get some new faces on the show and keep you guys entertained. So if anyone has someone they would recommend to come on and chat, you know, DM me, send them my way, throw it in the comments on an Instagram post or something, like whatever. We'll make it happen. But yeah, we're back. I can't believe what has all gone on with the turkey situation. It was a awesome opportunity, kind of a wild story. Was probably the last way I expected to get my first turkey kill, and also, with a bow. It was unreal. We'll dive into that here in a second, but wanted to just chat with you guys about kind of where I'm at with the podcast right now, since everything has switched and, states wise, going from Montana, Wisconsin, things are kind of different here now. My original intent on this was to kind of show people how to get into hunting. And I do have other ideas on how to, keep that side of things going. But now that I'm in Wisconsin, it's like, and turkey hunting was like kind of the last species I never even hunted before. The Just trying to keep that going is honestly pretty challenging at the time being. So now I'm kind of back into the focused and dedication towards whitetail. I'm trying to work on finding public land for ducks. Obviously, that's usually public land, especially out here. But also just with whitetail public land hunting, I've never done that out here, so I am trying to get more scout time on that just to have opportunity this season and keep it entertaining for you guys. At the same time, I'm juggling planning the kind of the final nitty gritty side of a wedding, and yeah, just saving up for a house at the time being. So just grinding with work and keeping up with this. It's just a lot on my plate at the moment. So definitely, just if you guys are okay with it, keep watching. We'll go somewhere. It's just slowing down a little bit at the moment, and I'm not afraid to admit that, you know. I always like to grow as much as possible, which I still am, nonetheless. But it is kind of slowing down for the time being. I have some hunts planned and, a couple years down the line. Just out of state, some new things. But for the next, few months, it's going to be primarily whitetail focused and archery focused. I want to get into some nitty gritty stuff with building my own arrows. I got a tack event coming up in August, which I'm super stoked for. That'll be my first tack event, but getting everything dialed and ready for that will just kind of be part of the progress with this podcast. And then just to get some other content in there, talk to other people that are hunting these, the bears right now, doing other things that I may not necessarily have the option to do at the current moment, just so I can keep it, more intriguing. But hopefully be able to get out of the state a little bit. I'm trying to travel around for the whitetails this fall. For the ducks, of course, that will never stop that grind. But I do like to focus on that buck tag, and the archery side of things before I totally dial into the ducks. But biggest goal for this fall will be to film things and get some films out there for you guys. I mean, I keep saying it. My goal is to do it with this turkey, but I mean, you'll hear it later on and kind of my reasoning behind everything. But I wasn't able to film this hunt. Unfortunately, it would have been an awesome one to get on camera, but things didn't line up the way I planned, which honestly, that's hunting for you. That 90% of the time, the way you think it's going to play out, it's not going to happen. So that's just where I'm at. Want to be open with you guys, and let you know that there is more coming. It's just kind of a slow rut right now, and that's just where I'm at. I'm never gonna be like, oh, got big things planned, and then like things just don't unravel for themselves. I actually got to put in the time and effort to do those things, and it's just been busy. But nonetheless, thank you guys for listening and tuning in right now. I do have another brand I would love to shout out. They're Arsenal Hunting. I recently got one of their saddle setups. I think I talked to the my man Alex at the Wisconsin, what is it, the open season show, and chatted with him for a while. He was a great guy, and he kind of showed me the ropes behind saddle hunting, pun intended. It was something I've always wanted to do, especially hunting public land. And now that I'm back in Wisconsin in the Midwest realm, it'll give me more opportunities to get out on public using a saddle setup. So with that, just want to shout them out. I can't wait to, put it to use. I gotta, practice a little bit and whatnot, but it'll hopefully pay off come this season. And you guys, I'll show you. exactly what I got when that is come like in the mail and here. I did pre-order it, but was able to try out all their gadgets and whatnot and see what I actually, am purchasing in person at the show. So just want to give them a quick shout out. And yeah, other than that, with it being turkey season still, remember if you guys want your mounts, preserved before you bring it to the taxidermist, be sure to check out taggedandbag.com and use code Prey Pursuit for an easy 10% off. And that will help you, get that kit, get the turkey in the bag, and leave it in the freezer. Maybe there's a wait time for your taxidermist till you can drop it off. It'll keep it freshly preserved and looking mint before you bring it to the taxidermist. So be sure to check out their website. They also got options for fish. If you guys are big fishermen and you do like a live replica, you might as well get one of their kits. There's no better way to do it. And for those duck hunters out there, be sure to check out their duck kits. That's probably my favorite item in their shop are their duck kits. They're so easy to use. It takes like 3 to 5 minutes to go out of your time and make sure everything's nicely neat and packaged well for the taxidermist. And so it's less of a struggle for them. Speaking of taxidermy, I am going back to school for another week or so and finishing out with a duck and pheasant mount. So generally all birds I can do once I get this class done. I'll be certified for that, which honestly it's just good practice and I'm learning from a guy that knows what he's doing and taking the notes and I'll be prepared for this fall to do some mounts. I got some things in play for shop wise, just a nice light setup to just get my feet on the ground and get some clients this fall for taxidermy. So I'm really looking forward to that. If you guys have any birds, feel free to reach out. Once I get up and rolling, I'm gonna hit the ground running. So if you guys have anyone that that would be interested in, Southeast Wisconsin, be sure to let me know because I will for sure have a setup by this fall. And once I'm starting, I'm not going to be like most guys where it's either like a 2 3 year wait time. I'll be pretty wide open and trying to just bang them out, but also just get the practice in. So I probably won't be charging as much as the other guys are just to start. Obviously, that will change once I get a little, more used to it and I have regular clients. But for the time being, it'll be cheap and quick and still good quality just because I am going through the school and doing the practice beforehand. I'll know what I'll be doing. I'm not just, you're not just rolling the dice with me by bringing your trophy in. But until then, I'll keep you guys updated as the shop like opens up. I'm hoping when that does happen, I can kind of move this into that shop and make it part of it slash shop slash studio, and everything will kind of pan out the way it should from there on out. And long-term goals for that would be make it a full-time thing. I think that's honestly what I desire. It's a great way to stay in the industry, but also kind of keep my content up and be able to have that time on my own to do this stuff. But right now, gotta grind, gotta work, and I'll build my way up. It'll be good. But yeah, so Turkey. Um, it's been a crazy time. So my next tag opened up this past Wednesday. I was planning on going out nice and early in the morning. I woke up, I was literally on my way out the door, and I get a call from my mom. I was like, oh, this is weird. It's really early. I'm literally just about to hop in the truck, head into the woods. So I was like, I should take this. I answer real quick. She's like, hey, your sister, who, I mean, right now I'm living right by family. So my sister's a good 20 minutes away, maybe. And she's kind of by our family farm. and that's not where I was planning to hunt this morning. But I had everything in the truck, so I'm like, well, let me just roll it back real quick. My sister had a tick in her head, and right now her husband is traveling for work and whatnot, and she has an infant at the time, and she she has her hands full. She has a dog. They sounded like they went on a walk and got into some ticks, and she found as many as she could, but didn't find them all. And there was one stuck like in the back of her head, but she like couldn't. She got a good picture of it, so you could like identify it was a tick, but it was in the skull a little bit, so she couldn't just like take it out herself. And with having a kid and a dog and everything going on, I was like, yeah, I'll be a good brother. I'll run over there real quick and take it out for her. Long story short, by the time I got out there and did everything, I was leaving. I was like, I don't have full confidence in our family farm at the morning because I did scout other properties and got permission from those said properties to hunt turkey. And I know that's where there's a lot of big toms hanging out on our family farm. At the time being, I didn't have full assurance that I would fill a tag, like I had better luck at these other places. So I was like, ooh, I don't know if I want to go waste my time. And, I'd have to walk out into the woods at this point, and it's already like 7 by this time. And yeah, I dilly-dallied a little bit. There was some traffic with it being morning rush. Moral of the story, I was like, I'm just not going to waste my time. I'm not going to spook what is in there at the moment. So I'm just gonna head back. The Where I'm living right now, it's like pretty close, like 5 minutes from where I'm at to the properties I got permission from. So I was like, okay, I'll just scout them, like driving by on the way back. And so as I'm driving back, I see uh, what was it? Two toms and a hen all just hanging out. And I was like, oh, holy crap. Like this is the area they were sitting in. I was like, I could maybe make a stock on these guys. And so I had all my camera equipment. I'm using a GoPro, the glasses and whatnot. But these turkeys were like they weren't on the run, but they were walking, with some pace. Turkeys are faster than you think. So I'm driving by and I'm like, oh shoot, like I have my camo on. Like I just need to throw on my bino harness, and it has my rangefinder and whatnot. And my release was sitting in my cup holder, so I was like, might as well just toss this on real quick, grab my bow, and I parked the truck pretty quietly and kind of hustled out there and try to cut them off. From what I was doing in the past was, the average throw up a pop-up line. I had my tripod up so I could use my phone as a camera and get a wicked good shot using I wanted to use the Beast decapitator system, the 4-inch blades, and just get a gnarly headshot, and get that all filmed. And that was the idea of my goal. So I kept doing that strategy for my first tag, and I was like, this isn't totally working out. So when I did discover that these toms are sitting out there in this spot they were in, I was like, this could happen. I was like, all right, whatever. Ideally, I wouldn't have forgotten the meta glasses, but I was just, kind of antsy, super excited that they were right where I wanted them to be, and I kind of messed up there. Didn't bring the glasses with. The GoPro wasn't set up on my bow or anything like I wanted it to as well. Kind of lack of planning in my sense, but also I didn't expect to like do it this way. I wanted to be out there before light, off the roost, find them and track them down, or just sit and wait for them to come by, call them in. So it was totally like plan B. I wouldn't even call it plan B. It was like plan C. Just need me a fill a tag and want to make it happen for my first season of turkey hunting. So I I grab my bow, forget the glasses, and I start getting out there. And right as I pass this tree line where they were in this open field, right? I passed this tree line and they're probably a good 15 yards from where I was at, which originally, if they kind of stuck out in the area I thought they were at, it would have been like another 40 yards and I was going to call them in. They were like 15 yards, and I'm like, oh, shoot. And like, I was not being smart. I wasn't being stealthy or anything. I was kind of stood straight up. Uh, and I had an arrow knocked already because I was like, I've learned my lesson in the past with elk hunting and whatnot. So even whitetails, like you got to have an arrow knocked and ready. Otherwise, it's pretty hard to do that when a animal's 15 yards away from you. And so they're on the move. They kind of see me and they start turning around and doing this like you. I could tell what path they were trying to hit, and they were at first coming right down the path I went down. And then they like did this U, went out a little bit and started coming back. So by that time, when I was drawn back, they were probably a good 20 yards, 20 to 25, and they were walking quicker, almost at like a trot speed. And I got myself lined up and I let an arrow go, whizzed right in front of the first Tom in that line. And I was like, oh shoot, I missed. I'm over. Like that's my opportunity. I just lost it. I was pretty upset, but just habit, gotta take out another arrow just in case. And they all stop. They like, they get spooked by the arrow, they kind of run. And then they all stop and they just start walking right back towards me. I was like, oh man, if this wasn't an opportunity or like it was honestly a blessing from God that they just decided to come right back. I think they were, like I was said, going for the path like kind of towards my left. And they came again within like 15 yards. And that's when I really like reminded myself to take my time, make sure I was placing a good shot. Like the adrenaline's rushing. That first shot was it happened and I just had to forget about it immediately and try again. So I drew back and like took a deep breath and made sure I had my pins lined up correctly. And they were still moving, but they weren't like trotting as quick. They were very hesitant and slower, but they were still moving. And I just made sure that it was going to be a well-placed shot. Stuck this time I went for a different bird. Just it happened to be a little closer, so I was like, okay, whatever, it's a tom. I wasn't necessarily thinking, oh, which beard is longer or anything. They looked honestly pretty identical in the time with the adrenaline rushing. So I stuck this tom. He went down immediately, hit him right in the vitals. It was a good clean shot. I ran up. He's way bigger than I realized. I was like, holy crap, what did I just do? It was a thrill. I can't lie. I always kind of bashed turkey hunting in the past. And I know some people like to come at me and bash me for bow hunting them, especially out of a blind, like a pop-up blind. And I've even had some people recently like DM me and be like, "Hey, why aren't you running and gunning this thing? Like it'd be so much easier." Well, first of all, where I got permission, no shotgun zone. It's bow only. So that's that's that. I have to use a bow in this spot. At the family farm, I could go the shotgun run and gun, but I wanted to make it more of a challenge just because I like where I'm hunting, I feel like I see turkeys all the time, and I feel like a shotgun was almost too easy, especially just for my first time. And, I got a bow. I want to use it. I want to, get everything out of it that I can. And so I just thought it'd be a cool first turkey with the bow. Maybe another tag. Because there's leftover tags in Wisconsin. I was like, maybe I'll go with shotgun for that. But at this time, I'm like, no, I'm gonna stick it out as is. And yeah, it worked out. It worked out great. So I come over to this spot and turkey's down. I'm just thrilled. Like I said, at this time, I wasn't even planning on going out. I was just kind of driving by, and so I wasn't prepared at all. I in fact was supposed to be heading back out picking something up from the house and then heading back out to my fiance's salon to go help her out with something. And so I give her a quick call. I'm like, hey, sorry, change of plans again. I just shot a turkey. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I mean, it was there. And so I pulled over and I, kind of made the chase down on it and it worked out. So that was exciting. She did not expect that either, just as much as I didn't, probably even more. And so, yeah, turkey down. Wasn't able to get too many pictures while I was out by myself, and I didn't even bring my tripod out of the truck or anything. Just was, it was a little bit of tomfoolery, not the most what's the word, planned, organized hunt of my life, but it worked out. And yeah, I counted at first. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Three beard. Like, that's awesome. I've never even, like, before this season, I saw online that you could, like, turkeys could have more than one beard. And I was like, oh, that's incredible, I'll take it. Out west, I know that's not as popular. They're not as big out there, the turkeys. So I was like, that's awesome. Bring it back to the house, kind of reorganize myself, head out to the salon and, took a couple good detailed pictures and whatnot, and then helped my fiance out. And then after, an hour or two, we head back and I put the turkey on ice before I left. So it wasn't like right into the freezer, but I was like, I do want some pictures with this before I do put it away. And when we got back, she came to take pictures with me, and I'm looking at the beard. And I'm like, wait a second. This is the separate beard. This is the separate beard. This is the separate beard. Here's another. I was like, this thing has five beards. I didn't even know that was possible. And I didn't even measure the spurs or anything by this point. I was like, they weren't huge. But I was like guessed 1 inch, which they were. Once I pulled the tape measure out, ended up shooting a five beard with 40 inches total of beard length. Um, it had 1 inch spurs and it weighed 23 point, what was it? 23.7 pounds. I might be wrong on that decimal number, but it was about 23 pounds. And I was like, okay, I think I just did something I didn't realize I did until like I really got to admire it and take my time. So we ended up taking pictures basically right out in our backyard. I wouldn't have chosen to do that if I wasn't in a rush and crunch time and, like I said, unorganized. So that's on me, but got the pictures anyways, and it was a beautiful bird. I honestly think I might mount him. I don't know if I'm going to do a full body or like a breast mount type of thing, but currently he's in a tagged and bagged preservation kit in my freezer. So with that, I don't have to worry about it getting damaged at all with freezer burn or whatnot, and I can take my time getting it to the taxidermist when I feel is the right time. And when I financially stable for that, I got quite a few mounts at the taxidermist right now. So and just with moving and everything, they're all over the place. I got a bird in Montana right now. I got another bird here in the Oconomowoc area. And so I just, kind of need to think it through before I make a decision on if I want this guy mounted or not. The least I'll do is, just an average fan with the beards hanging from it. But honestly, five beard, I don't think happens too often. And I know I sound naive. I've literally have never I'll honestly say I've never cared about turkeys. But now I can kind of see why people kind of eat this up because it was a good time. I did, with my other tag, I called in a few turkeys. I had my ups and downs. I was full draw on a tom. For those who missed last episode, I think I talked about it. I was full draw on a tom at one point, and my arrow slipped out, and I would try to, get the arrow out safely without letting my release go off. And I don't know, something slipped, or I'm not sure, like my finger wasn't on the trigger, so I know it wasn't like me, but at the same time, I don't know what happened to release it. But my bow dry fired, and I had to get that all retuned and just restrung, re-sighted in, and everything. So it was a major headache at the time. So I'm just happy to say that I was successful and had a great season in my mind. Like the ups and downs, that's all part of it. It's all a learning curve. And yeah, so when I'm kind of going all over the place with this story, but ultimately I didn't realize how big of a bird I shot. I was like, this is crazy. I haven't looked up, like I don't know how to score properly. I knew to measure the beard just based off of calling a buddy. He was like, yeah, measure the beard, the spurs, like weigh it, all that. And it ended up being way bigger than I realized. So yeah, I'm super happy with it. I don't A turkey's a turkey at this point. I'm super like proud of where I've started because I didn't know anything. I didn't know how to call. Um, I was just getting good with the diaphragm too, but I didn't even use a call in the end game, and it all worked out. So I think I just got lucky, kind of rookie year luck, but I'll take it. And now I got a high bar to beat in the future. I also want to do some traveling, just shoot other species of birds, and maybe one day go for the what is it, the Grand Slam of turkeys. That'd be pretty cool, and I can totally see why people eat this up. But now that I started with a bow, I was like, I kind of have to keep going. Like the shotgun's fun and all, don't get me wrong. I can see the thrill in that too, but the dedication and the work that it takes with the bow is just, it's a lot harder than a gun. Because when I heard someone say this recently, and I think it was a quick shout out to the guys at Working Class Bowhunter, but I was just listening to their podcast, and they said something along the lines of like bow hunting turkeys is like it just starts when the gun hunt would end, because when they're in gun range, that's like, all right, now it gets serious for bow hunters. If you were shooting them with a gun, I could have killed them way earlier in this season. I could have filled my other tag. It would have been, like that. It would have been so quick and easy. Like, not saying that it's not a challenge still, but it definitely makes me earn it a little more, makes me more grateful for it when I am successful with the bow. And that's also why I deer hunt with bow. Not saying I'll never go back to rifle because there's still rifle season here, and that's a big thing. And I also recently got invited to an official Midwest deer camp, which is so exciting. I always hunt with family back in the day, but it's like now I know some people my own age doing the same stuff for the love of it. It'll be fun to get out with them and do some hunting with them for bow and gun. But just like what you earn from bow hunting is, I don't know, you feel it a little more when you are successful, and that's kind of what I'm chasing. So, like I said, don't know if I'll probably fart around with the shotgun here and there, but the bow is definitely like my territory. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's a high bar to set for my first bird, and just to beat that down the line, it's going to be tough. I think it's possible. Don't think it's impossible, but it will be challenging, especially when like you're looking at a Turk. You can't always see like how many beards they got. Um, and I gotta do more research. Maybe you guys could tell me. Let me know in the comments, actually. That's been a good way to communicate with me is in the comments on YouTube or Spotify. I love reading those, so just comment down below what you think is most important when it comes to scoring a turkey, like whether that's a weight, the spurs, the beards, I don't know. But I will do some more research on that and kind of figure out what I actually shot, because at first I was like, oh, cool, I got a turkey, you know? It was like this will be fun to eat, and you know, right away I was like, I'm not gonna mount this. And then I did a little bit more digging, text some buddies. They're like, holy crap, dude. Like, congrats, that's a big bird. And I'm like, is it really? Like, I had no idea. But you know, I'll take it. I don't want to come off as naive as wow, come off as naive as I am, but I'm just being honest. I didn't know what I got myself into really. Um, and yeah, I don't know. I'm really blessed for it, and I'm happy to share it with you guys. Although I didn't get it on video, I didn't get to film it. I did get some content out there of turkey hunting, and with that, it's I find it really funny. I like make it clear in, you know, my captions and whatnot. It's my first time turkey hunting. Don't hate too much, you know. Not that I take any of it personally, but it's just funny to read other people's comments like, "Oh, you're using the Walmart Primo call." I'm like, "Yeah, but you don't see the Phelps diaphragm call in my mouth. Like I'm going cheap. Like I know that. I know there's better calls out there, but I couldn't even call anything in with the diaphragm once I got it going and was getting better at it. It ended up being that Primo's call that called in. Like I had 5 to 7. I forget the exact number. I want to say five, but it could have been 7 toms all in one, like one crowd. That was when I drew back and had the mishap with the arrow and dry fired and whatnot. But that's what I called them in with was that Primos call, like from Walmart. It was like $25 or something like that, $30 maybe. But it was, yeah, cheap call, but does the job. So why are you guys hating? I don't know. I did post something as well talking about this. I'm like, all right, we'll be right back. All right, we're back. This is you know, this is what I'm saying with I'm excited to get an actual studio because this is what I'm working with right now. I got a flag duct tape behind me, and that thing falls like I swear every like 20 minutes. So we're here now. Got it. Shit. Did I just lose all of that? I hope not. But there's a chance I have to re-record all of that because I have no idea if this is continuing or just deleted everything. But like I was saying, it's like this is my setup right now. I gotta work with what I got, and it will improve. I promise. I am putting effort towards this. This kind of looks like a really lame setup, but this isn't my home. This isn't, you know, I just gotta work with what I got. And this is what I got. My lighting is literally a freaking light bulb. I'm not even gonna try to pull that over here because I'm gonna knock stuff over, but it's just a lamp without the shade on it, and it's a light bulb. Like this is what I've been dealing with lately, and I just need you guys to cut me some slack. It's I'm trying my best, but yeah, that flag, if it falls again, I'm not even gonna touch it. But yeah, just roll with it here. I don't know. This is it's kind of a joke what I'm working with right now. But it's you know, I'm all about the honesty, and this is kind of showing the no bullshit side of me where it's like, yeah, this is what I got. I don't got much right now. And that's all part of starting up a podcast, you know. It's I'm not gonna spend money I don't have to get a studio leased out or something like that because you know down the line I'd love to do that, but all reality it's like I do have actual like finances I got to take care of, and this can't be the priority when I'm trying to, you know, start a young family and get married and start a business soon. So it's like this is just what it's gonna be for the time being. Anyway, so I was talking about those Primos calls and just people totally giving hate online. I don't understand why people just don't, you know, like we're all in it together. We're all doing the same thing. And I may not be the best at something, but I'm still, you know, doing it for the love of the game, just like everyone else. And I know like most of the things I read, I'm like, oh, this guy is, doesn't even know what he's talking about. And I let it roll off my back. But there's a couple comments here and there that it's like, holy crap, like I don't even know. All I have to say is like most people online that are commenting and like just hating on shit, it's like you guys are idiots. But yeah, that's all I can do really is just laugh about it. Never gonna take any of it personally. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and the only reason people are mad is most likely jealousy or something along those lines. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I like when people are like, "Oh, you never even shot anything. Like, why are you telling me what to do?" It's like, buddy, go look at my page a little bit. Stop just shit talking, because it's like I know what I'm doing. I'm trying new things too, but overall, I know what I'm doing when it comes to the hunting game, and I know what I'm talking about. So yeah, with that being said, now I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna start rambling a little bit. So right now we're my dad and I have been working on the food plots a little bit. I gotta mow here soon. Actually, our weeds are getting a little high over there, and get it mowed down a little bit under control. So then when we do replant, it's just an easier time. It's not dealing with the 6 foot tall weeds and tall grass or whatever. And tick control a little bit, just cutting that stuff down. But I don't know what we're planting this year. I know we lease out the actual like farmland to a farmer to plant, and he's doing corn this year, which is always a good year. That's what my dad and I say. Corn is our favorite time of our favorite seasons is when he plants corn. He bounces that back and forth with beans. So, which beans are great too, but corn is definitely when we kind of have more deer hiding out on our property, and more vegetation for them. They love hiding in it, bedding in it. They eat it. It's all good. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where that food plot goes, or the couple food plots. I know I talked in the past, it was like, I don't know, a little while ago about what we were planting, but honestly, that's not my decision. I let my dad take control with that. But now that I'm back home, hopefully I can help out a little more and have some input. I've been doing a lot of research on it. Um, but yeah, that's where we're at. It's kind of a slow point, but also got a lot to do as well. Looking forward to that saddle setup so I can start practicing that, and going up in it, taking it apart, um, just so I can be as efficient and quiet as possible when it comes time for season. And definitely got a couple spots planned out already. Got permission for just some doe practice before the rut comes around, and I'm really targeting down on one buck. Um, but yeah, it's a lot of preparation this time of year. Um, as I also mentioned earlier, I'm gonna get a couple of these guys on. I got uh, you know, buddies who shot some Merriams this year, shot big black color phased bear in Montana as well. Want to get them on the pod, chat a little bit with them about their experience, their roller coaster of a season, which I'm pretty sure just went up for them. But um, yeah, just get some more content rolling in with other people, so I can keep it like a variety of things and not just whitetail all the time, because there are other people that do that, and they're probably a little bit better than me, a little bit more experienced just age wise, and I don't want that to take over. But for the time being, that's where I'm at. Um, I'm always about the no bullshit, so this is me not blowing things out of proportion. Um, I am going to be doing a giveaway. I said this last time. Like I said, things are busy. I'm sorry, but I'll be doing a giveaway here soon. Just gotta dot some I's and cross some T's on that, and give the people what they want, but also not go bankrupt doing this stuff. And yeah, just to touch again, if you're interested in co-hosting, that would be amazing. Take some stress off my shoulders with this because like this isn't stressful. I don't know why I said that even, but it's not a stressful thing. It's fun. It's just trying to keep up with a weekly calendar, and every I try to get these up every Monday, but been slacking lately and got an even busier schedule coming up than what it has been recently. And just another guy to like chat with always helps. Even when I can't fill in the gaps with guests, which I'm always trying to do. Um, I have some lined up, but it's just everyone's busy, so it's like I gotta say something to you guys and give you updates and mindsets of where I'm at. I can only talk to myself for so long, where it's like, oh man, I don't even know what to chat about anymore. But one thing I can say though is I'm trying to upgrade my bow within probably go through this season with the Hoyt I got currently, and after next season, like next year, might be looking into a new bow, do a little upgrade, and see what I'm interested in. Kind of shoot a couple others and see what direction I want to go. I do like Hoyt, so I would like to stick with them. I was looking at their carbon bow because I'm all about that lightweight stuff. When it comes out west, it's super helpful. My buddies had, the carbon PSE, and he was like, "Yeah, man, feel this." And I was like, "Oh wow, I could definitely lose a couple ounces on my bow for sure." Um, but yeah, a lot of pre-planning for future hunts. Trying to get a black bear hunt in, whether that's in Montana or I was thinking maybe Canada. But see what I'm feeling, see what I can afford, see what works out with the schedule come next spring. And I think that would be a blast. Preferably do it with a bow. If it's out in Montana, I'll probably stick to the rifle, bring a bow just in case. But um, yeah, want to make some more films and keep you guys in the loop with all of it. But now I'm just kind of reiterating everything I've already recorded. I'm gonna go see if this deleted on me or not, because that would be another rookie mistake I'm making. And yeah, just a quick little update for you guys. Super, super stoked about that turkey. I do want to, harvest another one if I can get the time and the tag, but we'll see here. But I hope you guys are having a good spring. For the whitetail hunters, start getting out there. Whether that's asking for permission, doing your scouting. It's not the greatest time to scout right now, so like if you know of places that like have deer, get out there, knock on doors, offer up work or whatever to get it done. And maybe even lease out some land if you're really looking to get serious in it. And then sometimes people enjoy the input when it comes to maintaining that land, and you can always like try to make deals with guys and maybe help them out with a food plot or something, and it can benefit both of you. Um, but yeah, and then if you got some property, start mowing your shit, because out here it's growing fast. You kind of just maintain as much as you can until you get something planted in there and keep maintaining it. I got couple trees that we're trying to plant before this fall. That'll be a whole nother story for another time. Just kind of what we're trying to improve with the bedding situation. We're also cutting down some more buckthorn and clearing out some more area to condense one spot that's like a very big bedding zone. Holy cow! But yeah, it's all one step at a time type of thing. But Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the quick episode, but until next time, I'm gonna have a guest on next time. I've decided that right now. Not gonna take no for an answer from one of the friggin' 15 guys I've been in contact with. Just like I said, trying to figure out a date that works for me and another person kind of is rough sometimes. But if you ever want to be on just as a guest and don't want to co-host or have, the responsibility of hopping on every week with me, but if you ever just want to be a guest and chat a little bit about whatever related to hunting, I'm even, I talk to fishermen too. That's not totally my alley, so it's tough for me to do a lot of talking on it because I don't want to step into bounds I'm not fully comfortable with or, don't have the most experience with. So, anything outdoor related and want to chat about it, let me know. Uh, yeah. Hope you guys enjoy this episode. Like I said, check out Arsenal Hunt and Tagged and Bagged. Use that code Prey Pursuit for 10% off that Tagged and Bagged. And I'll talk to you guys next time.